Welcome to the Charleston Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the Charleston AMA and broadcasting from our friends at Charleston Media Solutions Studios. Thanks to our awesome sponsors at CMS, we get to chat with the cool folks making waves in Charleston. From business and art to hospitality and tech, these movers and shakers choose to call the Lowcountry home. They live here, work here, and make a difference here. So what's their story? Let's find out together.
There's a couple of Justin Allen.
Yeah, I know. I met one of them when I went to the chamber locally here.
Did you? You met him in person?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, I think he was just kind of shocked because he's like, I think I was like, my name is Justin. And he's like, me too. I'm like, I'm Justin Allen. So am I. It was like one of those things.
No way.
Yeah, it was
That's
funny.
cute.
Hey, folks, we've got Justin Allen here right now, president of Butter, an award-winning commercial production company. Hey, Justin, welcome to the show, bud.
Hey, y'all.
We're
Thanks for
excited to
having
have
me.
you here.
Oh, my gosh.
I
So
threw
much to
in
talk
that
about.
y'all just because, I'm in Charleston now. And
He's in Charleston.
Right. So we're all transplants, and I try not to say y'all
Y'all.
in front of my northern friends, but sometimes it slips.
It does slip.
But I think we can say it amongst ourselves here, right?
Yeah.
It's a comfort zone.
I even
right?
spell out in text now.
Do
And
you
it-
go
it's-
y'all in text?
Well, I talk to my phone. So, in fairness, I'm not actually typing out the word y'all, but I'm like, hey, y'all, see you there. And I'm like, oh, look at me. I've embraced my southernness now.
That's right. And you got the fancy hat, too. Is that a
I
southern
wear,
thing?
No.
That's
This
not
is
a southern thing?
a Sonoma Valley thing.
Oh.
I'm wearing my wine hat today, people.
Oh, well, introduce yourself, Steph.
What's up, guys? I'm Stephanie Barrow. You all should know me by now. I am the founder of Stephanie Barrow Consulting, a digital agency here in Charleston. And I'm here with my friend Justin.
Yep.
I know you said I can't talk a lot about LA.
What are you talking
brief.
about? You can say whatever you
Brief.
want. I didn't.
Briefly, I'm going to say
Don't speak about L.A.
Justin and I go way back, which is wild. So imagine a young Stephanie in her early 20s. I'm just playing. No, not really. I moved to
Well,
LA.
You were in your early 20s when you
I moved, yep.
from Virginia.
From
West-
New York City.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Virginia,
I thought I knew your history, but I
Virginia, college, New York City,
Yeah.
LA. And we all rolled in this big group of people in LA. I'm talking like 50 people deep. It
Okay.
was like,
guess so. Big friend group.
yeah, it was, we have these crazy, ugly sweater parties. Like we were all like, everybody kind of like knew each other.
Yeah.
I was friends with his wife. And and so now we're going back to the present day. I walked into the Spark Awards in November and I did like a triple take. And I was like, what? Because it's been like 10 years,
Yeah.
we'd all aged and like, it's been so long to see someone from your old life in Charleston.
Uh-huh.
I freaked out. I was like taking pictures with him. I was sitting up to like my bestie Angela in Nashville. It was wild. I'm so great that he's here. It's been good stuff.
So you just randomly saw him where?
At the Spark
At
Awards.
Spark Awards.
At the Spark Awards. And I was doing
What were you
this,
doing at the Spark Awards?
and I was like checking him out, and my husband was like,
Trying
"What
to
are you
win
doing?"
one.
I'm sorry?
Trying to win one.
Did you win one?
No.
I thought
But you were up for one, though.
Yeah.
You were
We
nominated.
Yeah, we got some encouragement. We got a nomination.
We got,
Yeah.
you know what? We have them every year.
we do.
Yeah.
We do. Now,
Try
what was your
and try
Spark
again.
nomination for?
It was for Rev Credit Union.
See, I knew it was.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was.
That was
it
a
was
good
a good
one.
one. That was a
Yeah.
good one.
We submitted one, too. We didn't win either. But it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, not everybody can pick the right things. It's just,
In the
Yeah.
video department, man, it's tough in the video
Yeah.
department.
It is.
it's subjective. I think something called Monkey
100%.
something won, and I'm just thinking that like there was just a bunch of animal activists in there. Like they liked
Probably.
monkeys, and
Mm-hmm.
monkeys
Yeah.
were really popular at the time because they escaped from that island in South Carolina.
Oh, that's a thing.
You never know.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I heard
Escaping
about
of the
that.
monkeys?
Yeah, I heard about that. I love
Matthew's
the-
like, let's get on our boat and like look around for the monkeys. I'm like, all right, I'm down. Let's go do that.
oh my gosh, you guys hunted down some monkeys, huh?
Yeah, that'd be something that we would do.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm so excited that you're in Charleston.
Yeah,
So
me
you-
too. It's a
When
great
did you
place to
land
be.
here, bud? When did you move here?
So I got here like maybe a little over 2 years ago.
Right.
Oh, okay. So yeah, new.
But I was a little like I wasn't really kind of out and about in the scene. I came here to do a TV show, to shoot a TV show as the DP of a home renovation show.
Cool.
For
On the Magnolia Network.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Do we
Stephanie
need to get you the
just
child
spilled
cup with like a
Yes,
like a
I need
lid?
the sippy cup. Thanks.
Thanks.
She spilt her water for.
That's
people
right.
Just
That's right.
Oh,
I
wow.
talk
She
with
got
my
so
hands.
excited.
I do get excited. I was like,
I'm
it's
gonna
for the
put this over
Magnolia
here.
Network. Please take it from me. Thanks.
Yeah. And so it was fun. It was the first time that I kind of DP'd an unscripted show.
Okay.
I'm from the scripted world, and but had been like producing and directing a bunch of commercials, and I'd shot a bunch of stuff myself.
Sweet.
But this opportunity came up, and I was like, sure, yeah, I'll DP that show. It'd be fun. And I did the first and second season, and just started the third season.
Okay, how's it going?
It's going good.
Third season. I mean, it's obviously going well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun show. I mean, the greatest thing about it is I just show up and shoot and leave.
Perfect.
You know, I don't have to like lead gen or like pitch or
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
I love post production. I'm an editor too, but I don't edit that show. So it's it's fun. It's just like showing up and hanging out. Like the crew's cool, and we have a good time.
So talk about Butter
Yeah.
and how you got started with Butter, and talk about you a little bit, because I don't
Yeah.
know anything about you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, I say that about the show just because, like, when I first came, you know, I'd been working in client services and you know, directing commercials and stuff. And when I got here and I was on that show, like the first season was brutal. I mean, it was like from a time standpoint.
Oh my
right?
gosh!
Right,
Like yes,
right.
Yeah, we were
production days are how long?
working 5 days a week.
Mhm.
You know, long days, 12-hour days
Yep.
at a minimum. And I just didn't have any time to like service clients or meet clients or
Probably
Just
get
really-
involved in the city.
get involved in the city at all. Like maybe the first year and a half really.
And it's filming in Somerville, correct?
Charleston, Somerville. I think we did one in Beaufort last year.
Okay.
But in and around the area. You
Got
know,
it.
I think like this year, like they all happen to be on Wagner Terrace, which is kind of funny.
Okay.
Awesome.
There's like 5 or 6 over there. And so it's been cool. Like the Spark Award thing, got to meet some people, ran into you. And, but for the most part, I mean, a lot of my work is out of town.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
I've been fortunate to do a couple spots here. But I really haven't been able to meet the community or like, connect with a lot of people. And so I've been trying to make a better effort there.
That's
I started a company maybe 6 years ago called Broad Street Media.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just my video production company where we would produce commercials and some brand videos and like some short docs and stuff like that.
Sure.
And then I kind of merged with this LA company called Butter, who has done a lot of work for the last 15 years, almost primarily in the hospitality industry with hotels and, you know, restaurants, but mainly hotels. Like they would do the branding packages for hotels when they opened
Yeah.
up. and,
Yeah. Like these boutique hotels here in
Yep.
Charleston,
Dewberry.
you know, they hadn't like,
because there's a lot here.
yeah.
Ton of them here.
They did a lot of awesome spots. Like they went for the Mon Hotel that opened in New York City.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And
Yeah.
Big stuff.
did like 35 properties for Lowe's Hotels,
Sweet.
Shangri-La, Marriott, you know, like all of the giant ones.
Yeah.
But the Amman one was rad because they had like these monks come and like bless the hotel in the city for the opening of the property. I mean, Amman is like a pretty bougie hotel chain, but like, yeah, it was really cool. Like the monks around New York City and just kind of doing the
That's so neat.
sound things.
Heck yeah.
And, yeah, it was super cool. So anyways, we kind of combined our teams and have been working now like primarily in the CTV space and the hospitality space.
Sure. So working in that, how are you producing shows for the space?
Oh no, I mean from CTV, like
Yeah.
connected TV, like
Mhm.
you know, streaming ads basically.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
So
Yeah.
I'm just doing a lot of 30-second spots.
Mm-hmm.
That is good information. My clients are really interested in doing the OTT ads.
Yeah.
They went to some seminar in California and they got all into Ryan Reynolds' company.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mint. Is it Mint?
Mountain.
Mountain.
Yeah.
I keep wanting calling it Mint because
Yeah.
doesn't he do Mint Mobile and then he does Mountain?
Yeah.
How does he
I've
not
heard of
confuse
Mountain as well.
himself?
And he has another company, another production company that starts with an M too. He just must like
dude's-
M things.
That's just the
Interesting.
man. Yeah.
Interesting, because he is
a lot
the
like
man.
yourself, Justin Allen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
The
know,
man.
I know.
Yeah, so Mountain. I mean, Mountain is rad. It's
Yeah.
it's a great platform.
Is that what you use then?
It's the platform. It's kind of the back end of it is a lot like Facebook. It's really user friendly. I went and did the whole demo and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you would need someone like a Justin to produce the commercial for that, and
Right.
then you man it and manage it,
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
totally get
Like it's neat.
Yeah, it's basically opened up a whole new opportunity for small to mid-sized businesses to
Right.
advertise on television.
Yeah.
And, I think one of the statistics or the figures that I read about it, which is kind of crazy, is that like in traditional linear commercial broadcasting, for the longest time there was like 200-ish advertisers.
Right.
Because, there's a huge financial barrier to entry, and you could really only play in that space like if you had at least a 6-figure ad buy,
Oh yeah.
And so now it is very similar. It's super accessible. The barrier to entry is not that high. The figures now is there's like 10,000 companies
That makes
that are
sense.
advertising on television.
Yep.
You can geo-target just like you can for social ads.
Yes.
awesome.
It is
And-
really neat.
Like I pitch to my clients, if you want to look like your biggest competitor, like if you're a bank, you want to look like Chase, like you got to spend a little bit of money to get that production value.
Yeah.
Right.
But we know kind of how to do that. That's not going to break the bank,
Yeah.
no pun intended.
But a bunch.
But I think like oftentimes, maybe like the entry point you might be thinking like too for advertising on television. Oh, you got to have a big budget, right?
Right.
To create a piece. But like their offerings can be like as low as $15,000 to produce a 30-second spot,
Sure.
which can also be cut to a 15-second spot.
Yep.
And can also be resized for social and
Yeah.
9x16, which I'll just say like my biggest thing, that I'm most grateful for on CTV is just returning to 16:9.
Yep.
I
Amen,
can't
brother.
stand.
Amen.
I can't stand this little narrow
Yes.
9x16.
Everything's
format.
going that
Yeah.
direction. I
Yeah.
can't. Nobody wants content that's horizontal anymore. 16. They want a 9x16. I'm like, please, can I just do both?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
not going to use the other one. Yes, we will. I
Yeah.
will use the other one somehow.
I know.
Way.
Now I'm going
We're
back
gonna
in
go-
all my Instagram feed and the boxes, now
Yeah.
they don't do the 1080 by 1080. So I have to
Yeah.
put like the white boxes around it. So you curated this feed for 3 years or whatever. And now I'm like, of course, now they're changing it. I'm
Yep.
good with the video, but like pick a side imagery. Like,
Yep.
come on now.
Yeah, and thank God it's coming back. That's all
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's interesting too. They talk about like, there's a lot of good pitching points for it where CTV, the audience is they spend 3 times more time than they would on Meta apps,
Okay.
adults at least. And so, and then you also have like, it kind of annoys me, but it's actually good for my business. Like you can't skip the ads anymore,
Nope.
Yep.
Yep.
And this dirty little secret in Hollywood, actually, that finally kind of came to light was that Netflix and Prime weren't making any money.
Right.
They were just going into debt, deeper and deeper and deeper into debt, like trying to outlast the broadcast networks that had been on an ad-supported business model for so long.
Right.
And now, as you can see, they have a tiered service offering that is ad supported, non-ad supported. It's like the airplane now. It's like, coach, or do you actually get to pay to pick your seat,
Yeah.
or
Right.
the extra leg room,
Yep.
or
Right.
first class, business class, let me get on the plane fast. There's like all these different service offerings. And
Right.
that's how it is with streaming now. Even Prime, Roku, all of them. They're all
It makes
monetizing.
sense. Especially now they have like
Hope so.
A-list celebrities as the actors and on these shows.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like watching TV nowadays is better than sometimes going to the movies, which is sad because I love going to the movies, but
Yeah.
it's a dying thing, which makes my heart ache a lot.
I love ads too, though. I mean,
I will watch. I like ads, especially like
Obviously.
Super Bowl ads. I'm sitting there going, which one am I going to cry at? Which one am I going to laugh at?
Well, there's short stories.
It's an art form.
You know, exactly.
Yeah, it is an art
Exactly.
form.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I
Short
love it.
stories. Some are beautiful, some are terrible. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
When you first moved here, how inundated and wide-eyed were you when you saw all the lawyer spots on
There's
TV?
a ton.
Do you watch TV? That's the first question.
but I didn't see. Honestly, I didn't really see that many lawyer spots.
Unbelievable. I love it.
I just started seeing spots because I mean, up until 6 months ago,
He wasn't in town
I wasn't
much.
paying. I mean, I wasn't even having to select the higher tier for non-ad supported.
Right,
Okay.
Right.
You know, like I basically get served ads when I'm watching sports or
Yes.
you know
Right.
something that's live like the news.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, like I try to watch them too, just to see one who's advertising.
Yeah.
And then maybe I can target them.
Right.
Solid.
Smart.
Anybody on a
or-
billboard? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So,
Or two,
think the same.
like, you know, who's doing excellent work. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like inspired by work that other people are doing as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough to go around. You don't have to be a jerk, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
You can support the community and
Yeah. That's one of the best things about Charleston. I feel like it's not very competitive in the sense that everyone is looking out for each other.
I mean, that's the community we're trying to build.
I feel like it's here.
I feel like the community before was maybe not
Correct.
as much as open to doing what we're doing here. Is being more of a collaborative space, more of a community.
Right.
I think a lot of the agencies were very. I'm holding on to my clients,
Right.
and that's fine. We're not taking your clients.
Well,
to your point, there's
yeah.
so much.
I think since
Love to
COVID, though,
spread.
my clients and people around me have put a lot more emphasis on video, which I think is important
Oh,
because they
good,
know
yeah.
that the landscape has
Oh, yeah.
changed.
yeah.
So it's like you're not pitching nearly as hard when you say, "Hey, we're really going to have to get on this OTT board, or we're going to be a dinosaur." You know.
Yeah, I think for me it's good, and video creators it's good, but you know, there's another little thing that might not be great for society, but it's that people just don't read anymore.
Nope.
So
No.
if you have a message, you really have to show them.
So
That's
funny.
true.
I just wrote my first blog the other day too.
Oh, look at
Oh man, I think
Good
you missed
job.
the boat. You're like the cruise industry in Charleston.
you.
You just
The cruise
left.
Industry.
Oh
That's
my,
funny.
yeah, that's so
hilarious.
funny. When
funny.
did you get started in the production biz, and where?
So I got started in 1998,
Yes.
and the thing that I can point to on that is I have a Screen Actors Guild card that says member since 1998.
Yeah, look at you.
Oh, that's
go.
cool, man.
And I did a commercial for Sears.
What was it? What were you doing? What was your position?
It was a Father's Day campaign.
Okay.
And I was like sitting on a.
Oh, so you were the actor in this?
I was.
Oh,
Yes, I
love
was the
it.
Oh, that's
actor.
right. You were in
Yeah.
front of the camera.
Yeah, I was in front of the camera for a little while.
I should have
and-
assumed that because you're so handsome.
He is.
Oh,
handsome.
Listen.
well,
Listeners.
yeah, I've got a.
He
face
knows
for
I
radio.
have a girl picked out for him. I've texted him about her.
Oh dear, she's been matchmaking you.
So
He does. He does.
yeah, I mean, I loved the. So I was 16. I was in a junior in high school, and I got to miss school to film a commercial.
nice.
Oh, nice.
Get
I mean, how
paid.
freaking cool is that?
That is cool.
Right?
Cool. You said sixth grade?
16. I was
Yeah.
a junior,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 16.
and I sat on that porch and flipped a football and said, "I want my dad to dress cool." It was awesome.
Just
That's
like
a-
me with my
Rad
Rad
Dad.
Rad Dad
t-shirt
shirt
on,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's so funny.
the other funny thing about that is, you know, my parents were trying to instill like, you know, a work ethic, and they had my brother, you know, have to save up a year's worth of car insurance before he could get his license. So
Smart.
it took a year,
Mhm.
right? Well, I did a commercial like
Uh-oh.
right before, and my first check was like $3,000. I'm like, here, and it was like a month after I turned 16.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And so
What'd you get?
it didn't really work out so well for them.
What car? What kind of car did you
What kind
get?
of car was I driving at the time?
Nissan Sentra.
And
I think I had like
I'm
a
trying to think of
Chevy
what a
full size, like
yeah.
jacked up truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Nice.
We used to jump it.
Circa 98.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What city were you? Where were you born? Where are you from?
I was born in Los Alamitos, which I never lived there, but I grew up in Orange County. And then when I was like 16, I started making the 45-minute commute to LA.
Sure.
Yeah,
Auditioning.
it's a
Did you
hike.
do a lot more after that then? Or did you?
Yeah, I did a lot of commercials. I mean,
Okay.
that was kind of my bread and butter, if you will.
In our friend group, a lot of them just did commercials, and they would just rake in the money.
Sure.
Like 2 or 3 a year, you're making like
And they're
200K.
easier. But you have film experience too.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so you went from the short form ad front of camera
Yep.
to, did you start producing ads back then afterwards, or did you go into film?
You know, I went straight to I went to producing films.
You were just like, F it, I
Yep.
need the long form. I need to tell the stories.
yeah. I mean, I think that the first film I produced, I think I was like 22 or something, and it was in New York City, and it was really like out of necessity because I'd been hired to act in this movie, and it was a low budget, and they just needed a lot of help, and I didn't
Right.
really realize at the time, like, oh yeah, that's what producing is, like,
Yeah.
you know, kind of,
Helping.
yeah,
Yeah.
creative problem solving.
Spinning the
Right.
tape, spinning the plates and,
Yeah.
and making them spin. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I helped. Like I brought some cast on. I got some locations for them and raised a little bit of money, and like, you know, we were off to the races. And I just really loved like that experience of like championing a project and
Yeah, it's the
helping
kill.
people, you know,
Mhm.
do what they want to do. And it's like, I guess the best way to describe producing is like enabling and empowering.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so I got to do that, and it was awesome. And but the biggest challenge with features is like the financial barrier to entry,
Sure.
you know, and or feature films for people who don't know what features are. But you know, I had gotten this job to develop film and television.
Right.
This is like post Mad Men, like post like jumping into full-time television production. And I was a development executive, and we had a deal at Universal, and I worked for an actor, and
Was this the one with Zach?
yeah.
Yeah.
I worked for Zach Levi, and we were producing a ton of film and television. Actually, I shouldn't say producing. I would say developing, because we really didn't get to make that much.
Sure.
Interesting.
We produced a lot of great shows. I said produce again. We developed a lot of great shows.
Which means you what? You did what? You
It means-
pre-pro'd
it means, like,
it, you wrote it, you
We basically like we would develop pitches and concepts, and then take them to the networks and then pitch them, and
Yep.
the networks would buy them, but they would buy them, and then that means like you get a script order essentially.
Right.
And so you spend all this time like developing the script or the concept, and then like a few weeks, months later, they're like, all right, now it's pilot season, and we're going to greenlight a bunch of shows.
yeah. And then you just cross your fingers and what does that happen?
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the numbers, okay? Like, we had a deal at Universal, which is the television studio for NBC.
Right.
We sold a show to NBC. That year, NBC saw 300 pitches.
Oh my.
They purchased 70 shows,
Okay.
and of the 70, they produced 6.
That's the way it works.
And we were
Yes.
number 7.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
come
Yeah.
on.
last like slot was between us and one other show, and we just, we were so devastated. We worked so hard on that
Oh,
project.
yeah.
That's my next
yeah.
question is, so after you develop all these shows and you put a lot of work into these shows, you put your heart and soul into these things, don't
Yeah,
you?
I mean,
Every one of them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because you want them to work.
oh yeah,
And then they don't. And it happens, what, quarterly for you? How long does it take to develop a show?
well, it just depends. I mean,
You just got to get
You
back
know-
up and swing again.
yeah, totally. And all that to say, like, it could be 6 weeks, it could be 8 weeks. It really just depends on how fast you can put the pitch together.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to take a pitch out to the town, you might go to 6 to 8 different networks and try to find a home. If you're going to actually write a script, pay for a script to be written, or write a script, or like shoot a trailer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's just various ways to do it.
There's
Sure.
so much money to be made in Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's-
but
it's
not
wild.
really though.
But-
That's
but-
the secret.
Right.
Not really.
Right.
Because like nobody really makes money. They're all just employees.
That's
Because you're being employed to develop these shows.
right.
Right.
Okay. Are you getting bonuses if the show does go, or you just get to work some more?
Well,
Right.
there's the creative accounting of Hollywood where nobody ever really sees
Yeah.
sufficient creative participation
Okay.
bonuses. And those days are gone
Mhm.
now,
Mhm.
especially with streamers, because box office rewards are just few
Right.
and far between.
Right. So show gets developed, show gets greenlit.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What's your favorite part of the scene?
Well, on that front, like it would be, producing the show and.
You said you were DP, editing, like you
Yeah,
can do pretty much everything. So what's your
but
favorite?
when I was doing that stuff, like I wasn't really executing production. I was just creating.
Oh, okay. You were just
you know.
developing. Mhm.
Nowadays, I would probably want to just direct the episode.
Do the whole thing. Yeah.
But part of the reason why I jumped back in and like started developing and pitching and directing commercials was because I actually got to make stuff.
Right.
Like
From
I
start
would
to finish.
Yeah, I would pitch a project, and then like 3 weeks later, I'd be making it, and then 4 weeks later, it would be out of post production, and it's like, boom, here you go.
And
Yep.
you can move on to something else. Cool.
Yeah,
That's nice.
And it's just rad to be able to pitch a story and then go into production and then have it be done
Yeah.
Right.
and people to enjoy it.
It's an amazing feeling,
It is,
isn't it?
yeah.
It really is. It never gets old.
No, and it's always something new.
Yeah.
Like even if you have like a really banal product, right, or something that just seems like nobody's going to be interested.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the fun, the creative problem solving, and like how do I make this like shine or like sing or make people laugh when they hear about it or create some sort of positive emotional connection to
Mhm.
it. I love it. I think that it's just
Now, how did you connect with Rev Bank? Was that through Butter?
Rev Bank.
We love Rev. We've had them on here before.
No.
Rep's a fan.
They are
We're a fan
awesome.
of
I
Rev.
knocked on their door.
Did you really?
Yep.
Good for you.
Yeah, when I first got here, I knocked on the door and was like, "Hey, I direct commercials. I shoot commercials, and I love what you guys are doing." And that led to a meeting with Shelly, who you probably know.
That's who
Who's
we
on the
had.
show.
We had on
Yeah.
the show.
Shelly
Yep.
She's awesome. And then we, started the relationship that way. But it was just from like being new to town and knocking on the
Putting yourself
door
out there.
with like
Mhm.
some intent to try and collaborate. She saw the reel, and I had done like 4 or 5 bank spots before for some reason. I guess
Sure.
maybe because banks always have money.
Banks are my
Sure,
jam. I love
sure.
banks. Banks and credit unions. Yeah.
And they're always like great stories to tell.
Right.
Whether it's showcasing a small business or
Mhm.
like, you can,
So many stories.
you can really tap into hope with banks because they can, get you to that next level of home ownership, which is always, a
like
great
that.
way to start building
Tap
out.
into home with hope. Tap into hope with banks. I like that. That's a good line there.
Yeah,
Tap
yeah.
into home.
Somebody might want to borrow that
There you go.
copyright, Justin Allen. Anyway,
Mike will probably use that in his next pitch.
yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it. And
Very cool.
it's been like Rev, for instance, has just been a really cool experience, just being a part of the community and really kind of understanding what they do, and kind of being able to tell the story between a credit union and a traditional financial institution, and them being a nonprofit and how they just really are part of the community. I mean,
They
it's-
are.
Yeah.
it's
We
cool.
love their branding and overall marketing. Like they're just
Their president seems like a rock star too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he is.
Jason, right?
Jason, yeah.
He seems like
And
a rock star.
Thomas, who's over there too, is a really great guy. Parker is another person in the
Mhm.
marketing team.
Yeah, they got a
it's
fun
a
marketing
great
team.
group.
right.
Yeah.
So they're supporters too. That's great. Yeah. And then like I said, we just had Shelly on.
We did. We just had Shelly on.
She's awesome.
She is awesome.
It's funny too, because like when I'm trying to get to know people in the community, and I like maybe look somebody up on LinkedIn, she knows them. Like she knows everybody.
Yes.
This feels like one of those small towns where everyone kind of knows each other, but
Yeah.
there's a very few that are actually really cool that you're just like, they really know everybody in the state.
Yeah, I got
She's
lucky by like connecting with her initially because she
Yeah.
was just like super supportive and just we were just able to make some really cool stuff. I've done 3 spots for them now.
That's nice.
Nice.
Do you have any other Charleston gigs coming up?
Because
Because he's constantly on the road, people. Like, whenever I'm texting him, he's like, oh, I'm in Nashville. I'll get back to you. I'm in L.A.
Yeah. You know, I got to do some work for Refuel,
Okay.
which was really cool. They're a great company as well, based here in Charleston. They have like maybe, gosh, by now, probably 300 locations. And
Wow.
8 to 10 different states, all the way to Texas. And they have another brand called Double Quick. But I think it's just them. Oh, you know what? I did a spot for this company called Swift Filings, which is like a business services company.
Okay.
Like if you're going to start a business, start with Swift, I think is their tagline.
Yeah.
And I've been able to do a couple spots for them, and one of them was actually for a local hot sauce maker. It just coincidentally was Charleston, and that came out of the LA office.
Nice.
And I was like, oh yeah, Charleston, that'll be good for us to do.
Yeah.
Considering I was in Charleston,
Charleston.
like, on the first call.
Are you the only team, person here in Charleston? Is everybody else in LA? Where's
No,
the rest
so
of the team?
we're a little dispersed. There's 2 in town here, and then there's the rest of them. There's like 4 in LA.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. It's a good setup right now. I think, if we can continue to grow our East Coast team, that would be great. We have a team that we work with often in Atlanta and then also Minneapolis.
Nice. Now, you think you're here to stay in Charleston?
Yeah, my kids are enrolled in school. So
How old are your kids?
8 and 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got
Yeah,
2 9-year-olds.
I'm a rad dad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a shirt.
Oh.
What part of the town are you in, Charleston? You land in.
We're in Somerville, actually.
You landed in Somerville.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Growing. Yeah. I always think of Back to the Future when I think of the downtown with the church.
Clock tower
the
almost.
clock tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Funny story about that. When we had our deal at Universal, my whole job was like getting writers, to come and develop with us.
Sure.
And so I'd meet with writers like every day, a couple a day. And oftentimes, like if you've ever been on the Universal Studios tour, the little tram of the studio lot, I'd be like, hey, when we go get lunch, you want to drive by the clock tower? And we'd be like in the golf cart on the way to the commissary, and we just cruise through, the Back to the Future set.
Oh,
yeah.
It was awesome.
That's awesome.
It was awesome.
that is cool. I mean, 'cause that's such a legendary
It
for
is.
us.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been on the
Our
studio
generation.
lot? It's fun.
No, I have not. I have never been to LA.
You haven't? You've never been to LA?
I've never. I
Dude,
know,
you
I
better
just
go
blew
before it burns
Stephanie's
down
mind.
even
Oh.
more.
Jeez Louise, I know. We do have an uncle. Emily has an uncle there.
Yeah. I suspect my
couldn't say
kid
what
will
it is.
probably live in LA at some point. I think
Sure.
I talk about it so much, and she's so interested in like the movies and stuff. I feel like she'll be doing something. I was in PR for a long time out there, so I see her doing something. We'll see. Who knows? If she decides to move back,
She
her
can do
mom
whatever she
might
wants.
follow her. Her mom follow her.
Yeah,
mom
that's
might
it.
come.
That's why you're pitching that.
That's okay.
How can Justin? How can we help Butter? How can we help you as the American Marketing Association?
Oh, I mean, really, like, I would love to just get to know the community better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned, I met a few people at the
Spark
awards
Awards,
thing. And I've been going to the Creative Mornings thing occasionally.
Super fun.
We like those.
And, like if there's some opportunity to create some content for people locally, I mean, I would, not mind.
You would do it. You would do it.
He would say, "Yeah."
You would do it. So have camera then. What are you
Yeah,
rocking?
yeah,
Have
we
camera.
have-
Have lights.
Yeah,
the
we have
whole-
everything. I've got a whole package here.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Arri Alexa, Mini LF, and
Perfect.
the full shebang.
Love it.
So, yeah.
You don't have a studio.
No.
Good. There are studios here though. Have you
Yeah.
looked into those guys?
Well,
There's a
I
few.
saw the guy Pixel. I think his
Yeah?
name's Matt,
Yeah.
and I haven't been over there yet, but he seems really cool. I
It
want
is
to
cool.
I want to meet that dude. I noticed that he
It's a cool name, isn't it?
Pixel.
Pixel. I like.
Pixel
I
is
like
a
his
cool
brand.
name. Yeah, yeah.
I like his brand.
But I noticed like that he like did something, or posted something recently about like a crew meetup thing, like
Ooh.
a
That's nice.
film crew kind of meetup thing. Which, hey, I'll go there. That'd
Yeah.
be cool
That
to
would be
meet
cool.
them.
I would do that too.
You need to
Yeah.
start that up.
I would do. Well, he's
Look
already
at-
started.
I'm looking
I'll
at
hang
you.
out.
He's a connector.
Oh,
so-
nice.
I mean, yeah,
Yes.
I like to, meet
He's a
people, and that's
connector.
what this podcast is all about, right?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
meeting people, connecting people, and,
Yeah.
and that type of thing.
Yeah,
1
like
million cups is also a fun.
It
if
is.
you have,
1 million.
if you want to
It's
feel,
basically all entrepreneurs and small business owners that come in West Ashley. Is it every
it's
Wednesday?
in West Ashley every Wednesday
Yeah.
at 8 a.m. I
Frosty
think 9 a.m.
Beard.
Frosty Brewing.
Brewery.
Frosty Brewing.
I thought it was Beard. Frothy Beard.
Thanks,
there
Kelly.
you go.
Frothy
Thanks,
Beard.
Oh,
Kelly.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. I'll go with you sometime.
Frosty Brewing. Is it a Wendy's Brewing?
Oh, there you go.
I'm just envisioning the logo with the beard. Anybody else?
100%.
Froth, and he's
Yes.
got gray
So,
in it. So
regardless, it's a great, like, people, if you want to feel loved and appreciated and not sold to, and there's like 80 people in the room.
Yeah,
and
there
all
is.
of them.
And you
all
do
of
your
them
like
are,
elevator pitch when you walk in.
It's cool, like the
So
Shark Tank
So it's
type
really,
of
it is a kind of a Shark Tank situation.
But minus the shark, it's more
Yeah.
like a powder puff tank, if
Yeah.
you will, or whatever have you. Whatever,
You start going to these networking events and you'll realize how small the town is, and you'll all of
see
a
the same
sudden
people.
you'll see the same 50 people,
Yeah.
and it's great. I like that part of it.
Yeah, you can definitely build relationships and a little bit easier here, but it is still a long term type of thing. Though,
Right,
here.
right.
It's still kind of an old boys place where you got to kind of have to
But
be here and prove yourself.
everyone I know is transplant.
We collect them.
We do.
We-
We do.
the
We
American
bring
Marketing
them
Association
in, and
collects
we're
them.
like, we need more of you. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're building a little community here.
Yeah, we are.
I heard it takes 5 years
Yeah, I've been here
Well,
10.
to really get,
That's a good number.
to get the high five. I guess that's probably a
Well,
good saying for it too.
There you go. Yeah.
If you have family that's in the cemetery somewhere, you got
There you go.
automatic in though. I mean, you got
Oh.
generations of people here.
Yeah.
So much history.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe
It's
I should
so
do the
cool.
23andMe and see if I do.
I did that. Don't do it.
I'm
Don't
actually
do it.
like part of
Don't
the.
do the 23
family.
I
I
did it.
I wouldn't do it either, to be honest.
Oh, my mom was heartbroken. So,
Oh.
all right, just backstory.
Uh-oh.
I'm Italian. My grandfather came over on the boat and he anglicized his name to Francesca Riccardo to Frank Riccardo. I did the 23andMe. My whole life I said, every time I got upset at something, I'm sorry, I can't handle it. I'm Italian. This is just the way that we are. I'm Italian. I am not Italian.
Oh, no.
According to this. Even though I look Italian, we have Italian flags.
What are you then? What did you turn out to be?
English.
Yeah. Oh,
Like-
That makes sense.
most of us are.
I would say you look a lot more English than
I
Italian.
thought,
No, you.
I
were
don't know. I
The
was
fair
I'm
skin
breaking
and
living
blue
it.
alive.
eyes.
For how long were you living alive for?
You should see my mother. Like my whole
Boy,
life.
your mom is
Oh,
awesome. I
she's-
would not
She
mess with your
is
mom.
very upset to this day about
Aw,
the fact that
That sucks.
because her father came over from Italy. So we're like, well, maybe he was English living in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, 23andMe will take you down a whole journey.
You
so
might
be
find
prepared.
family that you didn't know you had.
I didn't have that problem.
You
No,
did that?
You did?
Found a sister.
No.
What?
Are you serious?
Half sister. Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's.
Papa
I'll just leave
was
it
a
at that.
Rolling
Was it with-
Stone.
Yeah, he was.
I was
I
curious.
was 78. Justin, I mean, come on, right? I mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, all
Yeah,
right.
anyhow.
No, I didn't have that story, but
Yeah, right.
I'm not
I
Italian.
trumped you on that one, didn't I?
So yeah, you did. Good
Whatever.
job.
Good thing you didn't like date your sister. I mean,
Right?
know.
That would have been weird.
that's got to happen a lot more.
Yeah. Oh, Matthew. Come on,
I
man.
know.
Anyways,
That's
enough
so
about
funny.
me, Justin.
I'm so glad he's here. I'm gonna just.
Yeah. What else can we talk to about? And give. Did you always know you wanted to get into production? Because we have a lot of college students. Trident has a great film school. If
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah,
knock
I've
on
heard
their
that.
door, Trident crushes it.
Yeah.
I've gotten a hold of the film commission. They're out of Columbia.
Yep.
Just chat with them. Maybe we can connect there.
Yeah. I mean, I also, I had an awesome talk the other day with one of the local agencies, which was cool.
Which one? We love them all.
Brandon.
The brand, yeah.
Yeah.
They're a big agency, pal.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I didn't realize at the time, but they talk about like being, what is it? TBA?
Mm-hmm.
The
Brandon
Brandon
Agency.
Agency.
Brandon
They
Agency.
changed their name to just Brandon.
And then I remember like as a kid, like seeing that on some of my checks as a commercials.
Yeah, because they got
a commercial.
acquired. They were a different name, and
They've
they got
been
acquired.
around that long? Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
No, they were based in New York and other cities. They
Yeah.
were
Oh, no
acquired.
kidding.
They were
That's what you're saying. They're acquired. Yeah, that's
yes,
cool.
they were acquired.
Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So now they have.
So you're like,
yeah.
you already paid me once, pay me again.
Yeah. Well,
I'm probably in the system still.
yeah. I mean, I think that like being able to collaborate with some of the local creative directors would be awesome.
Yeah.
I met Dan, the creative director at Chernoff, and I just I think it would be fun to collaborate with people locally,
Especially on the hospitality side of things. You could probably do some really cool stuff with that.
Yeah, I mean, I personally do a lot more. I don't really do that much hospitality myself.
Right.
Like, we have some other directors that kind of specialize in that, but I do like a lot of comedic 30-second spots and just kind of, I don't know. I guess I've done some testimonial ones as well,
Nice.
or like just some straight narrative ones. But that's really my bread and butter.
Oh,
There you go. There you go.
Love it.
Like, get that in there.
Justin has a very cool vibe to him, don't you think?
I do, of course.
Yes, yes. I'm
He's your
feeling
guest,
it.
Steph. So.
I know. I feel like Rebecca. I'm just.
Yeah. I also love to pitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love to pitch.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not because I was on the set of Mad Men for 48 episodes,
Crazy time.
and I would
huh?
go down and like watch them work.
Right.
What were you doing for that?
I was in the production office. I was the office production coordinator.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What does that entail?
it's basically supporting the line producer and the unit production manager.
Sure.
So you're just on that. Basically, it's like the nucleus that everything goes through. You
Right.
know, if like transportation needs something, or casting, or
Oh, yeah.
writing department, like
Oh yeah.
kind of all comes in and then goes out.
Yep.
So it was awesome to kind of learn the big machine from them.
Yes, I can only imagine.
And then going back into kind of advertising and stuff, I often joke that I used to work at Sterling Cooper, which was like the fictional agency.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And,
That's true.
yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah.
I did a film once.
Which film?
It's a terrible film. It's called Random Tropical Paradise Island. Like even the title.
What?
Yeah,
Say it
yeah.
again. Random
You
Tropical
can look it up
Paradise
on
Island. I was going to
Amazon
ask.
Prime. It's called Random Tropical Paradise.
You can
Island.
watch it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sweet.
I'm going to
I'm in
watch it.
I'm in it as a holding
Aw,
a sign as an extra, but
that's
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
so I was able to. It was 2015. I just had kids. I just had newborn
Okay.
twins.
Yeah. You said they were both 9. So.
They're both 9, and I just had them. And then 3 months later, I got this opportunity
Sweet.
to do this, and I'm like, honey, what do you think? And she was at home, so she was,
Right.
I can't help with all that, but I could, you know what I mean, whatever, as a dad. But she was able to let me go, and it was one of the worst experiences, best experiences / worst experiences. Like, I'm glad I did it because it was
Okay.
always a dream of mine to do.
Where was it?
20-some
filming?
days, 16-hour days,
Yeah.
like, and I was second AD, and we needed 2 of them.
Jeez.
Where were you filming?
All over Tampa.
Okay.
Tampa,
Okay.
St. Pete.
Okay. So local.
Oh my gosh.
16-hour days as a second AD. That
It
just
was-
means that you're like also actually you're working 20.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Because you're like
I get
basically
home-
pre-call 2 hours before and you're there after.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I woke up. So it was. I remember because it was a December job, and I went up to Michigan I met up with the family up in Michigan, and I would wake up in the middle of the night.
Oh wow.
Where I had to be on set. What happened? Like
you have PTSD from it.
Compton, Mike Compton. So the AD was always on my grill. Compton, Mike Compton. Where are you? I'm like, I would wake up sweating. Like I need to be on set.
Oh.
Like, I had PTSD for like 2 weeks.
Oh man, yeah.
For that.
That's anxiety ridden. The first AD just like chewing you out.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to be late as the second AD.
Knowing where the talent has to go, and it was just
At least
the
you
logistics
knocked that
behind
off
it.
your bucket list.
I did. I was.
Who was
able
the
to.
first?
That's good.
I'm sorry.
Do you remember the first AD?
Oh, it was nobody you know. And no, it was their first time producing a film too.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
So it was everybody's first time. It was first time director, first time production company, and they're great. I love them for giving me the Digital Caviar down in Ybor City, down in Tampa.
I'm gonna look you
production
up
company.
on Amazon.
I think I might be on there.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
think that's fun.
But it was great. But it told me that I need to go back to ad space. I need to go back down to the shorter
Right.
form.
Right.
I always loved the shorter form video. Anyways, but I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No.
Plus, it wasn't my
I
baby.
could have seen
like if it was
you-
my baby and I wrote it and developed it, like you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that would be a different story.
Right.
Then you can die for it. You
Yeah.
know? I think like honestly, like if you are willing to risk your life to make a movie,
Yeah.
then you should probably do it.
Right.
Right.
But other than that, like there's a lot more fun ways to tell stories.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like making movies is a rough business,
Right.
Uh-huh.
especially like if you want to be a family person. You know, if you want to be a family man or woman. like-
Exactly.
He's a very good hands-on dad, which
Nice.
I appreciate about you.
yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I remember like distinctively being in the production office at Mad Men and talking to the transportation coordinator and him being like, you know, I haven't, you know, had dinner at home with my family in 15 years.
So,
And that was kind of like a light bulb moment for me because my son was born in between season 7A and 7B. And I was just like, man, I can't, if I want to be like an active parent, I can't work in film and television.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen divorces because of it.
A lot of divorces,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? So anyway,
Another good reason to. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, just like have a civilized life where you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll shoot like, you know, 3 days a month. And then like be
Then
in
he's-
post and
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about Danny McBride and him bringing his team here? And have you knocked on his door yet? You're a door knocker.
The cool thing is that before I moved here, when I was developing with Zach, we were always like big fans of Rough House.
Sure.
And so I had met Brandon James, and who's one of their producers at Rough House in LA when we were trying to develop. And I hit him up when I got out here, and we went and had coffee, and like they're just living the dream.
Oh yeah.
Don't you think?
Oh yeah, and you know, this is for Charleston audience, so they won't mind me saying this, but like they do want to keep it their little secret. You know, like they have just a terrific lifestyle here.
Yeah.
Everybody is supportive in town because it's one of 2 shows. And to be honest, or not to be honest, but like my first experience shooting in the South was a movie in Wilmington at Screen Gems.
Okay.
And I was an actor still. It was like maybe the last movie or second last movie I did.
Was it Dawson's Creek?
Was it Dawson's Creek?
It was the same studio.
See?
We were
There
there
you go.
like while they were doing One Tree Hill, we were making this movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got it. Got
And,
it. I knew it. Knew it.
And if you saw the Rev spot, for instance,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
the main actress in the Rev spot, her name is Bevan Prince, and she was on One Tree Hill.
Okay.
And
That was my jam in like early college.
yeah, and speaking of banks and showcasing small business, I called her and asked her if she wanted to be the small business that I featured for the Rev spot.
Oh.
And that's why it's a spinning studio and her spinning studio in Wilmington.
Perfect.
She went on to be like a Soul Cycle star in New York City and like came back and opened this business. And so it was like a full circle turnaround, you know,
Awesome.
like
Yeah.
us like shooting nights in Wilmington and
Oh, that's wild.
That's awesome.
18 years ago.
I've never been to Wilmington, but I know the film scene is great there for the South.
Wilmington's awesome. But I say that to say, like, with Danny and Brandon, those guys, like, when I went there, in my mind, I made that movie, I was like, man, if I could ever get back here
You,
and do this,
yeah.
I'm coming.
There you go.
And I don't know, man, it just happened.
That's awesome.
What did bring you here again? Did you tell us
The
that?
TV show.
The TV
The other
show.
TV show.
from Magnolia Network?
Yeah. But I just love that lifestyle. of, like,
Yeah.
you know, when we were doing that movie, they put us up at a beach house in Wrightsville Beach. And
Oh, poor guy.
and I was friends with all the cast at the time. It was me, it was Aaron Paul,
Okay.
Scoot McNairy.
You know Aaron Paul is, right?
No,
Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
he plays
Oh,
Jesse.
badass. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy Mike Irwin, Cameron Richardson. I don't know. Sophia Bush wasn't in it, but she was hanging out with us the whole time, so it felt like she was. But basically, like, we were just all like young 20-somethings, like going to the bars and like.
You would be surprised in our friend group how many of those people that stuck it out. Because I left LA thinking like I'm never gonna get married if I stay here. Everyone ends up married there, and almost everyone in our friend group is famous now.
Yeah, there's a lot of
lot
people
of
that got
them.
really successful.
Very successful.
But,
Wild.
like, you know, we would be shooting nights, and which means like you go in at 6 p.m. and you finish when the sun comes up
Yeah.
at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was a cop in the thing, and I had blood all over my face, and like we would go through the drive-through after work. We see the surfers like going out to surf as we were like just having our rat beer at home, and it was the beach, the studio 15 minutes away, and no traffic.
Right.
It was like heaven.
Wow.
Mainly because the LA traffic is obnoxious.
I
and
do not
terrible.
miss the 405.
And you're the only person in town making a movie or whatever, and so people are like, they're not like yelling at you to get out of their way.
Right.
They're like, oh, cool, like,
Yeah.
what, like, tell me more, and how can we help? It's
Yeah.
just so much more inviting. So
Have you ever used the term a mayonnaise commercial?
A mayonnaise
what is a mayonnaise
commercial.
commercial?
If somebody approaches you and to your point, like what they're bothering you, what are you doing? What are you shooting? We're shooting a mayonnaise commercial,
Oh yes.
and nobody would. They
No
don't
one
care.
cares.
Nobody cares because it's a mayonnaise commercial.
got it,
Like,
got it.
okay. And then they would walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we actually we did that when we were filming the last episode of Mad Men, and we were shooting it up in Monterey, and it was kind of like a take. It was like a really crazy cool thing for even the ad industry. It was like Don Draper on the bluff, like doing meditation, and then it cuts into that like famous Coke ad. Well, like I like to give the world a Coke, that one. And when we were doing that, since it was like the season finale, we came up with this fake name for this pharmaceutical drug called Sensorium. And all the posters and stuff said like Sensorium for like the location. And
Nice.
we got one of the producers made shirts that said like
hilarious.
Sensorium. So yeah, we faked it to shoot like the last scene of Mad Men up in Monterey. It was kind of fun.
That's
I
awesome.
bet if you put those shirts on eBay now, they're probably worth so much money.
Yeah.
All that privilege.
That's
They,
really
they
cool.
were
That's a
so
cool
smart.
story.
I learned so much from them.
Yeah.
Such a cool group of people.
I bet.
I bet.
What else is there, Steph?
I'm
What
so
else did you
glad
wanna-
he's here. That's awesome. I'm excited to see where your journey happens here in
Yeah.
Charleston.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, what are some things that you two like about the community and living, working here?
For some reason, I knew that you were going to ask us questions.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
why. I think it
like-
was the director in you. I think
Yeah.
that I just knew he was going to ask us questions. I like this. I like the community.
I like
meeting
the
you.
community. I mean, obviously, all three of us are parents, so I feel like having kids here is pretty awesome.
Very
it's pretty
family-friendly.
very idyllic. I live in Mount Pleasant, and I like that most of the people on my street are from somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great, because I would think like you moved to Charleston, like everyone's from here, born and raised, but everyone's been super inviting, and I like that piece of it. It's just hell, on the weekends I go out on my boat and then I swim in my pool, and I'm like,
Yeah, you got handsome husbands and-
I do have a handsome husband. I
thing.
work with like clients who appreciate and love me and treat me like family. It's my birthday. It's like all these roses show up. I'm like, it's from clients, not from my husband. So it's just something
No
like
pressure.
really like, it's something very magical. Like people will visit me from other places, like, from LA or New York or, Nashville. And they're like, it's kind of Stepfordy here. And I said, it's really not. It might look like that because all of the houses are,
Perfect.
they're perfect and they're pastel. But
Yards
the
are
nitty gritty of the
perfect.
people are just so real here.
Yeah.
And I feel like, LA and that kind of stuff was so fast moving. And we had our crew, obviously, our great group of friends. Like, I'm really good friends with Angela and all those people still. But I feel like my kid's going to have an awesome childhood.
Oh, yeah.
I often go like, what is she going to talk to her therapist about? Because like, it couldn't get much better than this. Like, there's going to be something. But
What
like,
is she going to talk?
like, what is she going to say? Like, ruin her child? Like,
my
did her
God.
mother love her too much and scream too loudly at her cheer competitions? Like, what is she going to say? She dancing too hard at the PTO glow hop? Like,
Yeah,
come
that's
on
what
now.
it is.
Like, I feel like this is just a really inviting place, and it's beautiful, and the food is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It's very laid back.
Yeah.
To go from, like you said, the 405, and I was in PR working 12 hours. Like, I could never have had a family like that. Never could have sustained like that lifestyle. But there's something about this place that's like just special.
Yeah. I know.
don't know.
Well, there's a lot of opportunity. It's growing.
It is
Yeah.
growing.
30 some people, I think, to Charleston.
Yeah, I feel like we're
Okay.
almost kind of like on the ground floor because since I've just been here the 10 years, like the music scene's gotten better. Obviously, the music, like all that, everything is getting better, and it's cool to
Lots
be.
to do. Stuff to do on the weekends.
Lots to do.
Yeah.
What do you
What
do
about
on the
Clay?
weekends?
Oh, I'm still figuring that out.
Okay, good. You come hang out with us.
I'm open to boat invites.
Okay, good.
You know anybody?
I do. I have one
She
of those.
did throw a boat out there. She did. She
Yeah.
did drop that boat bomb. There.
It is so chill just to
What?
be out on a boat.
You don't have to yell about it.
I know. I'm
understand.
just saying, like, I don't know. It's just be out there on a boat. I know. I'm enthusiastic about it. Pull up on Shim Creek, have a beer at Red's, get back on the boat.
Yeah.
That's how I roll. Flip flops. It's great.
Sounds like the
Done.
dream.
I'm telling
Right.
you.
Living the dream.
Just flip flops all day long.
Well, you know what, Justin? You're gonna be living the dream soon too, bud.
I know.
Only a year
We're
and a half into it.
excited
You got
you're here.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
We'll connect you. No
Thank you.
problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Welcome to the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
We're happy you're here.
Say thank you. Sign us
Thank
off.
you
will
for being here. I'm so excited he's here.
Oh, now she's speaking too softly.
Now
You can't ever direct Stephanie because she'll take
I'm
it.
all over the place and people embrace it. All right, crew. Before we leave, we need to thank our sponsors, obviously the Charleston Media Solutions Studios, Jerry Feels Good, and of
With the
course
beats.
the American Marketing Association. If you want to be our sponsor or be a guest on our show, please reach out to us at podcast@charlestonama.org.
We gotta check that email, by the way.
It doesn't come to me.
Okay.
If so, no one's emailing me. So
Yeah,
once
somebody was
again,
emailing
you
us,
can send it to
DM'd us.
podcast@charlestonama.org or just Stephanie@charlestonama.org, whatever works for you. But we're
Somebody
excited.
send it to her just so we can
just
test it.
just
So we
test,
do a
test
test.
Do a
it out.
test.
Yeah, DMs work great as well. Awesome. All
Thanks,
right.
Justin.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.